Hi all, my name is Latanya Renee and welcome to Business, Beer, and Become. So let me just start by saying that this is my very first YouTube video. So please bear with me and give me some grace in this process. So I wanted to establish this channel because I have spent a great number of years working with small minority, women-owned, LGBT-owned, veteran-owned, disability-owned businesses and helping them establish contracts with large corporations. So I work in what many people know as the procurement industry. So the procurement department is responsible to ensure that everything goes according to plan with regard to bringing new suppliers or having established relationships with current suppliers. As an example, if you are in an internal department and you're looking to purchase a product or service so that you can do the work that you need to do for that department, you would come to procurement, let them know, hey, this is what we're looking to do, or the type of supplier we're looking to work with so that we can do XYZ work. So that procurement then goes out, they do what we call source or looking for a supplier. And once they find that supplier, typically there is a process where you go through what we call a request for proposal or RFP. And then they compete, those suppliers compete head to head to win our business. Once that happens, a contract is done, and then they begin working with the original party that came to procurement to say, hey, I need this product or service in order to do whatever project that we need to do. So that's the procurement department. In a future video, I'm definitely going to go into that in more detail for those of you who are interested in learning more about procurement and how to do business with large organizations or government entities, because both of those agencies typically tend to go through an RFP or a proposal process, because both of those types of entities typically go through some type of formal competitive process in order to select the supplier that they're looking for. And then again, contract ensues, and then you begin using that supplier that you've requested. So again, in future video, I plan on going into more detail to discuss procurement, but I just want to start out with this video just telling what the channel is about. So the business part is basically anything related to business based on the knowledge of my background and my years in the procurement process and how you can develop yourself as a small business. Some of the education and development that I have provided small businesses over the course of the years as to the things that they need to do in order to do business with large corporations or government entities. In addition, I am starting my own business. I'm starting my own boutique. So there are things, although I have gone through the years in educating others, it's not a perfect science. So there are things that I am going to be learning as I go along the way in establishing my own business. And as I'm doing so, my hopes are to provide you with some insight of the things that I found that goes well, the things that I found that, oh, maybe you may not want to try that. So we need to look at some other route in order to do XYZ. So the successes and the opportunity areas, I don't like to call them failures, but I like to call them opportunity areas, I will also discuss in the process. In addition, I want to talk about the becoming. So my background, or my educational background, is I have a master's degree in clinical professional psychology. And with that master's degree, of course, it helps to develop individuals' behaviors and habits. And so we have so many things that's going on in our world today. There are great opportunities to discuss, those challenges in life, and how we can set our focuses in our own life with everything going around us. And so to talk about some current events and things that are happening. So that's the becoming part of it, as we all are looking to become our better selves. And finally, there is the beer. I'm excited about the beer portion because, and the reason that I came up with the beer, let's talk about that a little, is because I know that a lot of us women, we like wine. Some men love wine too, so this is a channel for everyone. However, most often women, we talk about our wine, our wine, our wine. So it started with many moons ago. I was on a podcast, and one of the questions that someone had asked me was, what is your favorite craft beer? And I'm like, well, I don't drink beer, so I don't have any idea. He was like, well, have you heard any names of any beers? I'm like, well, just thinking about things from the perspective of my husband, he drinks Heineken. So I'm like, I know that's not a craft beer, so I had no answer. And so I thought, well, that was an interesting question. And then thinking about developing my channel, and I'm like, what about if I have, as part of my channel, the fun part of it is discussing different craft beers and testing them myself to give you guys the opportunity of knowing some different craft beers out there that you might want to try, that might be interesting. If you guys have any craft beers that you would love for me to try, please send them in, post them in the comments. I would love to be the guinea pig for a lot of the different craft beers out there. And because this channel is about supporting small businesses, if you are a small business that has a craft beer that you've developed, please send it in. I would love to post it on this site to support you and let everyone know about where they can find your craft beer. If you have your own business location where they can go and enjoy, so please do so. So now I'm going to get started, and I'm going to tell you about our very first craft beer that we're going to do on this channel. So let's get that started. So when we're talking about beer, they come in different flavorings, because I've done the research on this. So I'm going to have to cheat on this. So forgive me for looking down as I'm doing this. So they come in sweet and malty, smoky, salty, sour, dark roast, fruity, crisp, and clean. And generally there are types of beers. You have ales and lagers, and there are hybrids. So those are the three types. So you have your ales, you have your lagers, and you have your hybrids. So your ales are generally brewed in as little as a week, and they have a very strong taste. Some popular brands that you may know, not necessarily craft, are Corona, Sam Adams, Bud Light. Those are what you call your ales. Then you have your lagers, and your lagers are brewed longer, usually months, and are usually more crisp and aromatic. And those popular brands are your Heinekens, your Tecates, and Stella. And then when you talk hybrids, those are mixed brews. So there's a combination of different yeast that they use, their brewing temperatures, fermenting techniques. Oh my God. When I researched this on beer, there was just so much, and I was not expecting to learn as much as I learned. So that's how, when we're talking beers, those are the types, those are the kinds. And when I can, I'll do my best to do my research on the beers that I'm going to be testing to let you know the type that the beer is. So we have our first type here. So our first type here is Sipping Pretty. I hope you can see, guys. You can see that well. So Sipping Pretty. And this actually already tells us it's a fruited sour beer. So we talked about the 7 flavor groupings. such as sweets or malty. This is the sour flavor grouping. And this is actually supposed to be very citric type. It has a blend of acai, guava, elderberry, and then it has some pink sea salt along with like a grapefruit taste. So, sipping pretty. This is the first one that we're going to be testing. So, I have my little beer stein here. This is probably a little girly. My wonderful time for a beer stein. I'm gonna find me a beer stein for the channel that has some glitz and glam to it, because I want some sparkle to my beer stein. So I'm gonna find me a nice beer stein. But this is our first beer. Now, this is something that my husband taught me. He taught me that when you're pouring beer, you want to get what they call a nice head. That's usually the frothy part of the beer that comes. So you want to get a nice head. So he told me to angle as I'm pouring. Well, it's sort of kind of. I could have done better, but it's not too bad. So I got a little bit of a head, so that white froth is the head. So you can see the coloring in it. The coloring in it is very, very amber based. And so now I'm going to test. This is my first time tasting this beer, so we're going to see how it goes. Let me see. Actually, it's not bad. It's I can taste the fruit hints in it. They talked about the guava, they talked about the elderberry and the acai. This is not bad. I can actually drink this, but I like sour. So if you are a person that likes something that has more sour notes, this might be an interesting beer for you. Again, it's called Sipping Pretty. So if you like the taste of sour, fruit hints underneath, this might be a beer for you to try. And I got this at the local grocery store. So that's Sipping Pretty. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my first recording here for my YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. I know I'm supposed to say that. And look forward to more videos. And I look forward to recording more for you. And thank you so much for being here and watching my video. And let's run our businesses together. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.